Okay. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. The meeting of December 3rd, 2025 was included in the list of meeting notices sent to the official newspapers of the township, the Daily Record, the Star Ledger on January 8th, 2025, and was posted in the bulletin board in the municipal building on January 8th, 2025, and has remained continuously posted as is required notice of dispatchment. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Per the Township Code regarding rules of debate, the proceedings of the council shall be governed by Robert's Rules of Order. Please silence all cell phones. Proper notice having been given, the Township Clerk is directed to include the statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Ruda. Here. Mr. Schultz.
Here.
Mrs. Senator. Here. Vice President Kalish.
Here.
President Berman.
Here.
Ms. Leo. Here. Let the record reflect the following members of the administration are present. Administrator.
Okay, I will salute to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. First, oh. Okay. We'll start off with a presentation from Concord Energy concerning the aggregation for the township.
Thank you very much, Council President, Council members. I'm Lisa Hibbs. I am the Director of Sales and Project Management for the Government Sector with Concord Energy Services. We are the energy consultants for the Garden State Community Energy Cooperative, of which Jefferson Township is a member. I think I was here January of 2024 when you passed the resolution to join the cooperative. The Borough of Lincoln Park is the lead agency, including Lincoln Park and Jefferson Township. We also have the city of Summit over in Union County, and we also have Mount Olive also in Morris County. So you're about 29,000 account holders strong. So this is for the residential accounts in each of those municipalities. Jefferson Township used to participate in a cooperative called the Morris Area Energy Cooperative. That cooperative has been dormant for a minute or two. So Lincoln Park, also a member of that Morris Co-op, decided to start another cooperative. And luck had it that we were successful at auction for this cooperative in October. On October 3rd, we held an auction and we received pricing that was below JCP&L's price to compare. Just as a reminder, the program is an opt-out procedure. So every resident, eligible resident, by that I mean anyone not already enrolled with an individual third party of their own, or who have solar panels, or who had previously opted out in Jefferson Township. The last year. So we're counting the people that opted out when you were with that Morris Co-op. We're still counting those permanent opt-outs as permanent opt-outs. So those folks, if they are still in town, they will not be enrolled in the program. I believe there are 140 of them. I apologize, there are 403 of them. There are also 170 time-of-day meters. So these folks have a wonderful meter, and if they're using it properly, we would actually hurt them by pulling them into the program. They have a very low off-peak rate and a very high on-peak rate. So if you average those two together, if they're using it correctly, they would pay less than what we would charge them in the program. So we opt those residents out. They can certainly join if they want to, but initially those 170 accounts will not be included. There is an information packet that will be mailed to residents the last week in December. Our 30-day opt-out period for the program runs from January 2nd through January 31st. During that time, nothing is happening with residents' accounts. They are hopefully coming to some outreach presentations, which I need to ask permission to work with the clerk and the administrator to schedule an outreach presentation here in the township, just because it's been a minute for your residents. Nothing happens with residents' accounts. Everyone's just staying on flow with JCP&L until March 2026 meter reads. That's when the program's going to kick in. Even if a resident misses the 30-day opt-out window, doesn't opt out, and realizes, oh no, I'm enrolled in the program, I don't want to do this, residents can opt out of this program at any time during the contract term, no fees or penalties ever. It is prohibited under the program. It is also prohibited for the township to make a penny off of this program. This truly is just a savings program for the residents. We compete against the JCP&L price you compare at auction. If we are successful in getting a price that's lower, we can make an award. On October 3rd, we made an award to Direct Energy. The price for the program is 14.46 cents per kilowatt hour, as compared to JCP&L's current rate of 15.85 cents per kilowatt hour. So you're saving residents will save about a penny per kilowatt hour. We also have a green option. It's completely optional, but it is a 100% renewable option through SREX. So if a resident wanted to opt into that option, the price for that is 14.61 cents per kilowatt hour. But that is a proactive opt-in to that renewable option. So if a resident does nothing, they get the packet, they don't opt out, they do nothing, they will be enrolled with their March 2026 meter read through JCP&L. They will be enrolled in the program with Direct Energy at that 14.46 cents per kilowatt hour. We think that it is crucial to have some education sessions with your residents. We are hosting 2 Zoom meetings, one on the 13th of January at noon, and another on the 15th of January at 6. A video will be posted online. The program has a webpage where the information kit that's being mailed to residents will reside. There's a frequently asked questions packet. It's about 40 questions long. Residents have access to that. And again, that presentation, that video presentation will be available on the website as well. We hope to have that whipped into shape by December 15th, ahead of the mailing going out to the residents. In addition to those documents and the video being posted, there is a chart that explains the program rates. There will also be a list of outreach presentations. Again, hoping to do at least one here in town in person, especially for seniors. The seniors, unfortunately, are one of the most targeted segments of our population as far as electricity scams. We just want them to know this is actually not a scam. The Board of Public Utilities promulgated the program in response to some scams that were going on. So there is government oversight with the program from the Board of Public Utilities, Division of Law and Public Safety, and Division of Repair Advocacy. So lots of eyes on the program, making sure that we are in compliance with the regulations. So I'm just bringing good news, hopefully, to everyone in town. We were successful also with the 100 Area Energy Co-op and the Sussex Warren Area Energy Co-op. You all got the best pricing. So the 100 Area Energy Cooperative has saved residents in excess of $3 million. Now it's been around since 2018. And there are 13 participating towns there. And the Sussex Warren Co-op is just about to the $3 million mark. Smaller towns, but they've been around since 2017. But historically, as you know, we participated in the Mars Co-op, and if the savings isn't there, if we don't meet the price to compare, we cannot award a contract. Thus the drought from 2021 until just now, 2025.
Questions from council?
Do you have an average of a household savings? Is there a number?
So the average household will save about $8.54 a month, or about 7%.
What's the average kilowatt hour that you provide?
So that is an average of 747 kilowatt hours, and that's based on your co-op's average. And that is for the what we call the brown option, the no additional renewable option. Just so that you know, though, 37.5% of all the electrodes on our power grid in New Jersey are from renewable generation. So that ratchets up to 41.5% in 2027. So I don't want everyone to think like, oh, we're just using brown energy. No, we're already moving toward that renewable energy goal. So that 7% savings is at that 14.46 cents per kilowatt hour. If you do the green option, it drops to 7.42 cents a month for savings, and that drops to about 6%. It's still savings.
So on their bill, then direct energy will show up instead of JCP&L.
Correct. Yes.
And there'll be $8 savings on average. On your 1446 and 1416 rates, they're both 1 year, right?
It's for 19 months.
What was the reason for the savings on the 14.16?
The 14.61. I'm sorry.
14.6 was a different rate that you have to opt into.
Yes, that's the green option. That's the 100% green. We just thought it would, and since a lot of towns are moving toward green initiatives, renewable initiatives, we do in all of our cooperatives make that an option. Residents can certainly opt in. We have about, it varies from co-op to co-op, but in the Hunterdon co-op, there's about a 4% opt-in rate on the green. And for Sussex Warren, it's only about
that's a lower, that's 14.61. That's lower than the other rate.
14 point, I'm sorry, I may have misspoken. 14.61
Okay.
is the green.
Okay, that's really not much different.
No.
So after 19 months, you bid again beforehand, and then hopefully you can get it in the next cycle, or?
Absolutely. We will try. If we see a sweet spot in the market, if we see the market starting to tail downward, and we see an opportunity to do a blend and extend, we will certainly try to do that with the supplier. We will also ask for renewal pricing from the incumbent supplier. That way it's not as disruptive to the residents. If we're successful with that, obviously it would have to be below the price to compare at the time that we do the extension in order for us to make that happen. If the supplier is unwilling or unable, we'll hold another auction. And if we get pricing that's better than JCP&L's price to compare on that day at that hour, we can move forward with the program. If we do not, we'll just wait for the market to.
So lastly, for me anyway, say somebody has Concord Energy or something, and their contract's expiring in April or May after yours has already started. How does that work?
They're more than welcome to opt into the program. They would just have to call our 866 number, and that number is 866-688-5197, and that's our team at Concord Energy Services. We can answer questions about the program. We can do opt-ups, opt-ins. So our recommendation to anyone that is being served by a third-party supplier in an individual contract when we start this is to your point, wait until the end of that contract term. Verify with that supplier that if they move suppliers or end their contract, that there will be no early termination penalties or fees associated with that switch. But yes, they can move directly from supplier XYZ over to Direct Energy. We're excited to bring the savings back.
Thank you. Thank you. 19 months. Okay, next we'll open the floor for public comment. Please state and spell your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes, and no yielding of your time to another person. Please address any comments you may have to the council and not to the general public, and please deliver in a civil and non-provocative manner. And the floor is open.
Good evening, Robert Vanderpool, VANDERPLOEG. Very good. So I'm glad to see that agenda item number 12 is back and that we have minutes to be approved tonight. It does mention in the town code that they should be prepared, the minutes should be prepared and distributed to the council after each meeting, promptly after the meeting. Now, it also mentions in Robert's Rules of Order, which we know we go by in this chamber, that the minutes are approved at the next regular meeting. So I was just curious why we still have outstanding minutes for September and October, but we're moving on to the last meeting in November. So there's September 13th, then we had 3 meetings in October, including a special meeting at the end of the month. And they just, I guess, we're playing catch up. I'm just wondering why we. I'd like to, see that caught up before the end of the year. Go into the new year in clean slate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to wait.
So my name is Eileen Bourne. I'm the attorney for Lake Winona Civic Association. It was our understanding that there were going to be some members from the Civic Association here tonight, and we were here basically to address some of the allegations that have been made since we last appeared before this body in order to have the dam loan signed. Since that time, the Civic Association had a meeting where they invited their engineer and myself and the board members to present for over 4 hours the status of the dam loan, the status of the project, the engineering of the project, and the any questions particularly that the members had. There have been a lot of questions from the membership, and the association is making every effort to be as transparent as possible and to have all of the information available either on their website, in direct email, etc. So the only reason that we're here tonight is really to urge the council. We understand that some members have contacted not only Jefferson Township, but their state representatives, the DEP. I've heard from the DEP dam safety personnel about allegations that have been made, and we're trying to address every single allegation that's out there and make sure that accurate information comes to Jefferson Township and to any of the other partners in this project. So we appreciate your time and urge you that if there are any questions or concerns to contact the association or have your attorney contact me. We'll address them. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but that's really the purpose of our
Can you think just a little bit more?
Pardon me?
In case there would be a question, would you be here a little bit?
Oh, certainly, yes, absolutely.
Donna Vanderpool, V-A-N-D-E-R, capital P-L-O-E-G. Just a quick question, and I guess maybe hopefully I'll get an answer when Ms. Milliken does her report. Where are we with the revaluation? We have just under 10 months before September 30th, 2026. And the entire town, every single building has to be reevaluated. As a resident, and any resident I've spoken to, no one has received anything. Nothing in writing from the company that we supposedly hired to do this reval that was ordered by the county, and, it'll be January 20, we were notified January 16, 2025, so it's almost a year since we were notified that we needed to do this. Our deadline was September 30th, 2026, and the clock is
Do you have any other questions or comments? Because we're
Just-
going to go back and forth.
just an update on that,
Okay.
because I don't see it on the agendas ever.
Thank you.
Do you want to get back to it personally?
No, it'll be part of my report.
Okay. Okay. Good. So we'll move on to now. We have no ordinances. We have council and mayor discussion. Nothing. We will go right to the administrative reports of the acting mayor.
Well, the mayor apologizes, he's not here, he's on his way back from DC. Actually, apparently was on the train, just got disembarked on the train, and now hopefully we'll be back on soon. They were down there for the Picatinny charge this week, which was very successful, so, which was good news on that front, because Picatinny is one of the biggest employers in our area, so that was some good news. First of all, I want to say my thanks to DPW Parks and Utility with our fun storm we had yesterday. They were busy, but everything moved well and we didn't get as much snow as they were predicting, which is good. A pre-construction meeting was held this morning with the contractor for the Keats Wells refurbishment. The contractor has indicated they will begin work sometime in January, and we'll have a status on what the wells will be permitted to pump by May 1st, so that'll be some good news for us. I'm happy to report that Michael DeRosa has completed the police academy and is now in field training for the next 6 weeks. He just graduated from Kutztown University at the end of May, took the police academy at the beginning of July, and graduated at the end of November. So he's a young kid, you'll see him around, so welcome him. Also, we have a new laborer, John Cormay, who began on November 18th, who's assigned to DPW and dealt with his first snowstorm yesterday. So we're moving along. The township was advised that NJDOT local aid has approved phase 2 of the Weldon Road project through the municipal aid program in the amount of $328,518. So this is going from Staffen's Pond coming down here to Sparta Mountain Road. So that'll be a good project next year. The township also received word from the DEP that the Cozy Lake project for the 2025 water quality restoration grant program was approved. We're waiting for some finalized information on exactly what the project's going to entail. For Cozy Lake, with their HABs that they've had over the past couple of years, really tried hard to get this money, and we had to help support the application. It'll be going through Princeton Hydro. We put our support behind it. I believe the funding comes into us in return. However, we're not putting out any money for it, so just so everybody knows. So that's exciting news. The gazebo roof was completed last week. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it looks fantastic. The quarterly PFLA letter is going to be mailed for the Moose Pack Wells by the end of this week. This is a quarterly requirement until we have our filtration in place. I went for a tour last week to Greenleaf to see the micro growing facility over there. It's quite an impressive operation, I have to say. As a reminder, the tree lighting is here at the municipal building at 7 p.m. on Friday night. Christmas in the Village is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. And the winter stroll will be at Camp Jefferson from Saturday, December 6th, starting at 4, and Sunday, December 7th, starting at 2. And I'll be at the event on Saturday helping with the mayor's marshmallows. And OEM asked me to also state this for everybody who's here tonight. please mention, no drop-offs at the winter stroll, handicap parking only, limited parking for the volunteers that will fill up before the start, and shuttles will be from the intermediate school, Stanlick, and Lakeside Field, so just so the public's aware. Also, just to give an update based off of Mrs. Vanderpool's request, the reval is moving forward. Right now, our tax maps are down at the state, waiting for state approval. We should have those in the next within the next week or two. The reval company is working behind the scenes on all of the back information. I actually have a draft of their letter along with their brochure that will be getting mailed out. I've approved it. Eric will be back tomorrow. I believe he'll approve it. And hopefully that will once our tax maps are approved by the state, we can hit the ground running. So they're ready. Appraisal Systems, we've awarded their contract. They've been working all along as we've been waiting for everything to get done. So that's the status update on that. Also, December 19th is the Township Christmas Party. The municipal building will be closing at 11:45 a.m. for all employees to attend. And just finally, I'm not going to be here at the December 17th meeting, so I just want to take a moment to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year. So that's all I have. Oh, wait, one other thing. I'm sorry. I just remember this. Resolution number 25-324, which is for the emergency for those repairs to the fire truck. There was one whereas clause that should have been removed, and it's the fourth one, which says whereas engine 718 radiators also in need of repair and needs to be fixed in order to not allow another engine streaming out. That $13,221 isn't being paid to Campbell, and the $4,000 is already included in our other pricing. So that $13,000, we've got to keep that one out.
Take out the word.
Sorry.
Better to take out the negative.
Yeah, no, exactly. So. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. For council reports, Councilwoman Jennifer.
Yes, so I also joined Debbie and Councilman Kalish at the Greenleaf facility, and it is quite an operation, and they invested a lot of money into this town, and I'm excited to see them grow and do some really great business here. We were also down at the municipality show for 4 or 5 days, and I went to a class on keeping your town autism safe and friendly. Went in very skeptical because I was like, what are these people gonna say? But I actually left. Everybody that was in that class had children with special needs, and I already spoke to the chief and the mayor about implementing some of these safeguards, not only for kids with autism, but special needs and even for seniors. So I'm just going to give an example. They, as a mother, I have an autistic son, so 21 now, but Jefferson has how many playgrounds in here? Not all of them are fenced around. So what you would do is you would paint the front gate blue, so parents knew that this whole playground is 100% fenced around and that it has a safety latch to it. So you didn't go there, for instance, Camp Jefferson, it does look like it's fenced, it's really not, all the way around. So it goes right into a soccer field or it go somewhere else. So then as a parent, you realize when parents go with a couple kids, they're off and running. So, for instance, I know my lake of Longwood Lake, we are fully fenced in. So then that parent would know they can go to that playground. It's safe for a child with special needs or anything, and they would know that their child would be able to get out without running them down or anything like that. Especially when you have a couple kids, I know it can get crazy. Simple things like that. We also put them on our website. We have a lot of new younger parents in town, and these are just great things to implement. Another safety one, which I thought was great, is to give the EMS and our police officers so they know where a child or a senior with special needs, that God forbid there was a fire, to know that my son, which he doesn't do this, but he could, if there was danger, where he would hide somewhere or he would do whatever. And so that would already be on the emergency call, so they know that they went to this house, expect this, there could be a child there, or a senior there, or somebody with special needs, and our EMS and fire departments would know these before they got to that house. So just a couple simple things that I thought were really easy to do to implement in Jefferson, and I thought it was a really great class. And then just a quick question for Ms. Deb. Do we know if gas is going by Longwood Lake and Timberwood? Do we get information on that?
I believe they are not going in there yet. I believe that's a plan, but you gotta remember your roads were paved, so we got the 5-year moratorium over there.
That's what I was.
So they are, they're continuing on Berkshire Valley,
Yeah.
but there's a bunch of developments, like solar got done as well,
Right.
and stuff like that. So they are planning to go into gas as soon as those moratoriums are up, is my understanding.
Okay, great. And that's it, and I'm excited for this weekend. Hopefully the town's all ready to rock and roll, dress warm. We are a busy, busy town this weekend, so it's gonna be really exciting, and hopefully everybody knows by the fire department over there, everybody's gotta slow down this weekend. There's people gonna be walking everywhere, so really great, exciting weekend. Everybody's been working really hard, so thank you all for that. And that's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Guido. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm gonna go.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
You know, it's not my favorite. Of course, all of us went down to the convention, took a lot of interesting classes. I already shared the information with whoever I had to, that, not to bore you with that part. Also went to the Green Leaves Grow facility. My big concern was the smell, and they have assured us, and they showed us their system, that the smell will not be leaking out, which is gonna be awesome, because you really just don't want that lingering around. It's not fun for anybody who doesn't, participate in that. Of course, the winter stroll, that's one of, like, our baby. That camp, if you have not seen it, there have been 1 million man-hours up there. It looks something out of a movie. I really tell you, not just because I've been on the ground doing it, there has been so many elves running around, it'll take your breath away. It looks so, so, so good. Please try to get there if you can. Junior Wish Tree, you'll see the wishes all over town. If you can help, they're all locally. Every wish on that tree has been vetted by Grace, and they're all local families. And I can tell you, they pick up every gift, and they are so thankful for things that they cannot afford. So if you have a little extra to spare, please pick up a wish. A reminder that this time of year is not happy for everybody, so just, hold your patience as, the Senator said, everyone's gonna be rushing around, so take a deep breath, it's not good for everybody. I just found out I cannot come to the December 17th meeting. I apologize, I tried, I have been boycotted, so I don't know if I can do a phone-in or not. So the same, have everyone have a Merry Christmas and a happy everything, whatever you celebrate. And then just to skip down to council business, since I was going to save this for next meeting, but I can't. I wanted to make, I've asked a couple of times for the workshop meetings, and I know it's in our code, so I wanted to make a motion that we start our workshop meetings for the new year, for 2026.
Good second.
Yeah, I'll second.
What are they, can I ask what they look like? What are we trying to do?
Because it's more of a discussion. So
So not to vote on anything on
No,
that?
if you have to vote on something, yes, but then part of our code also states that you're supposed to discuss something and then vote on it at a second meeting. So, yes, there always has to be stuff that gets done during that meeting, and yes, in the summertime, we have one meeting, so you can do a double, but I just think that some things just, need more discussion.
When will we have these work sessions?
Mainly the first meeting of the month. Like I said, that when you only have one meeting, it's just kind of like a merge, like a normal,
So
what you're used to.
so we still have our regular meeting.
We still approve the bills, that doesn't get held up, because I know that was a concern of
So you
Jeffrey's.
want to add that into, as a line item, one of the,
It's just supposed to be more of a discussion, I don't know, can you explain in more detail since you.
I just want to understand
Mess it up.
what I'm voting on. So,
I'm not
No,
sure.
I-
Are you meaning have a third meeting?
No,
No,
have
that's
the
what-
first
that's what-
meeting of the month, be the workshop meeting. We are not adding meetings, sorry.
all right.
But you can still vote, certain things are.
Correct, you can still still vote on things that need to be voted on, but I just want more of a discussion on certain, we go through a lot of stuff. People don't understand that there's a lot of, you know, here it is, yes, for the public, and it should be more of a, I mean, we can only talk to each other when we're here, unless you're gonna call everybody individually.
So you mean more of the resolutions and the ordinances to talk about them more than at the
More of a
first
discussion
reading?
of things that need to be explained. I mean, these are not little things that we do.
I can remember back a while when the council did that. And so what would you do then, like in June and July, or July and
You
August?
just do a merge, like
You
I,
have one meeting and then.
yeah, like if you look on Haledon's website, because they do the workshop meetings, it says in their summertime, it says workshop / regular. So it's a merge like we do now. I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
And you say, well, that's in our code, the way to do it like that.
I mean, I think that we're one of the few towns that don't do workshops, and most of the ones I've been to do have a workshop meeting.
I guess the confusion, maybe I'm not understanding is, so it has to be publicly noticed and everything just like a regular meeting, you can just title it a workshop meeting or first meeting of the month, and then maybe under council discussion, you put some things only in that first meeting versus the second, that's how I've seen it work, where they'll have more of that, and then.
Yeah, what do you wanna, like cherry pick some of the stuff to
Well,
discuss
some things I
before we
think
vote?
need more of a
I think
discussion.
that's
Well, my
where- I
question-
think that's where she's going.
Well, my question is though, are you gonna put those in the minutes so the public sees what we're gonna discuss in the work session?
Yeah, it's like, you know.
Like,
we have the-
it's not just, we just don't pick things
It's
out of the
not-
air,
yeah.
so we'd have to put it in the minutes so the public would know what we're gonna discuss in the work session.
I guess like Mrs. Deludo had asked a couple of, maybe about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, about cannabis, right? And that came up in a discussion. That would be something that would be on the workshop,
Workshop, yeah.
or any other.
You mean like the changing of the hours like you were discussing?
Yeah, something like that,
So-
or,
But my point is, council, so would she have to put that in the minutes that we're discussing cannabis? It's extending the hours, is that what, would that have to be on the agenda? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, number 10 now, or 7 is council mayor discussion, maybe there's a suggestion, right, that goes to the council president as to what the topics are.
Okay.
Maybe list it specifically at the first meeting of the month, I think that's maybe what you're saying.
I just.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, I just want to understand how we're gonna present.
Where?
I mean, we just can't come here and just start talking about stuff that nobody knows what we're talking about.
No.
Like, you have to,
It would be set up the same way that it's set up now, but instead of like voting on each item, something would be more discussion.
okay, so like council said, you would present that to,
It doesn't have to be every meeting, it can be,
No,
if
be the
you're
first
saying
meeting.
cannabis.
no, like she said, the first meeting of every month, but if anybody has any questions, you present it to the president. They would put it in the minutes, and this way,
So this is the first meeting of the month.
right,
And if something came up now that you wanted to discuss, you would say, the first meeting of the next month, we'll put it on the agenda, and then if people would agree, then that would be.
no, that's not the way I was, she would basically just contact whoever the president is and just say, I wanna put this, you know, like, in the minutes of the next meeting, and, you know, Michelle would put it in there. We all get the agenda before the meeting, so if anybody had a problem, you know, we can respond to it before the meeting, or have any questions about it, and then we come here and the public knows what we're gonna
So
discuss.
then, on the agenda, the first meeting of the month would say workshop meeting, the second meeting would say regular meeting?
Well, I don't know,
No,
council, how would that,
Council
That's the way it
President,
used
can I
to be.
ask a
That's
question
the way
on this,
sometimes.
please?
Yeah.
I'd like to ask a question. if I
Yeah.
can. My question is, we would still do regular business at that
Yeah,
workshop,
yeah.
correct? So it'd be a regular agenda, like what we do with our ordinances, before we introduce them, we come in and we discuss that prior to us ever introducing them, so council's aware. So we're basically still continuing to do it.
We're still doing
the
the
way
bill,
we're doing it.
yeah, we're still.
Yeah,
So it still will be regular business?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not neglecting anything, but certain things need more attention, and I just think
But does
would
that, but does that make sense, though?
So
Can
can
we
we
put it in
put
the
it as
minutes?
number 7, council and mayor discussion / workshop or something, if you needed to, right?
whatever the legal way of doing it.
Michelle, what do you,
I mean, you can
Right.
say,
We already do workshop meetings, they're just not called workshop meetings. We always discuss items, you know, we discuss ordinances. We really, can't really remember any time of maybe an emergency, and put an ordinance on for first reading, without having a discussion at a prior meeting or several prior meetings. In addition, council always has the ability to pull resolutions from the consent agenda. We've actually stopped putting a lot of resolutions on the consent agenda, and they have separate votes, so there is a lot more opportunity for council to discuss and talk about it. So I don't really see the difference between a workshop meeting and the meetings that we have now.
I know people from Kinnelon, and what they do there is their first meeting of the month, they call it a planning meeting. It doesn't mean that they can't vote on it, but when there's discussion issues and stuff, they tend to do it there. And then the second meeting of the month tends to speed up faster because they've done the other stuff. So I'm thinking if we go into your way, the second meeting of the month should be a lot quicker, because if you have something to discuss, like cannabis or RFPs or whatever else you might want to think, it will be quick. You can go on to the first meeting. And
The only thing that there's a problem, you have to make this choice, is then you're choosing to delay some ordinances because you're making the decision to put them only on one meeting a month. So you have to understand that too. If you do it that way. Or we can keep it like it is now, with the understanding that if you want to add something to items.
To another, there's more conversations about certain items that somebody has that they want to discuss, that they'll do that. So why would we want to push off ordinances, to only one?
I guess you could take the ordinance and the first reading of it with the introduction, and then the discussion should come at this. Ordinances could be a little bit different, I think, because it's open to the public and people can see in 2 meetings what's going on. You're saying that sometimes things might be up for a vote, and you might be seeing it, discussing it for the first time. Did you say something about something was supposed to be discussed before it's voted on, the code says something like that?
Yeah, I just don't remember which.
Said something
I
about
started printing.
I guess that's the way, in my opinion, that's the way
If
that
you want to be selective and say which resolutions you want to mark as like a workshop before we vote on it.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I want to have a
We don't have
clearer.
enough information,
Yeah.
but we do get the original agenda on Thursdays.
Right.
And maybe, and we could just cherry pick.
Well, as long as
a
you-
resolution saying, you know what, I'm not understanding this 100%, maybe we can just say, use this particular resolution as a workshop and then vote on it at the second meeting of the month. I think, is that where?
As long as we don't delay, I can't start delaying things, because then we're gonna get backed up all the time. No, we can't do that. So
the
all,
ordinances would be something that would be different. Although if you know an ordinance is going to go on in advance and it's not a rush need, you can discuss it early.
yeah, we could do that now. So the point is, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I just think we have to have a better understanding before I can.
Right, then I
Proceed.
need your homework.
Okay.
All right, so you have to go watch a council meeting that's labeled as a workshop, and you can understand it better.
I would.
And I'm not being fresh, don't take that the
No,
wrong
I'm
way.
not taking it that way at all. But I want to make sure that we're not going to delay things or ordinances or things that need to be addressed. And as long as we can keep forwarding the action and covering what needs to be covered, I'll be willing to look at it just to see.
All right, so I'll do my homework and
You want
find
to
one
revisit
online,
this in
and I'll send
January?
it. Yeah.
And give John
I'll
some
do
time to.
Yeah.
I'll do my
I
homework.
mean,
and find
listen.
the link.
Give us all the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to vote on something without
Okay.
really understanding it.
No, that's fair. I'll find a link that makes more sense.
Okay, I
Because
appreciate
it's
it.
hard to explain it out, I'll do the don't reply and I'll send it out to you.
You brought this up,
Numerous times.
a year, right?
All right.
Yes.
It's all research.
Wasn't the opinion that it has to be done in the beginning of the year for it to get that?
It does, but then I went back and I looked and it said, it can be done at any public meeting.
We can implement it anytime and cancel it anytime too. If it's creating a problem, we can take it out as well.
All right, I'll find my link and get back to you.
Thank you.
Go well.
I appreciate it. Sorry.
Council Vice President.
Yeah, I have kind of a short one. Visited the Greenleaf, I thought it was great. The money that they put into it is just tremendous. The big thing I just want to bring up is the one, I went to the cannabis class in Atlantic City, which was packed, of course, because all the towns that are opting in, certain towns that haven't opted in were saying, did I miss the boat? And evidently they have not. But the big thing that I left there with Freehold, has one store location for a year. Ours has been open for a month, right? And last year they brought in $500,000 to the town. And we all know the challenges that we face every day with, you know, trying to find ratables and stuff like that. So, I give kudos to, you know, to the council for at least going forward with it. And, God, I would like to see us make $500,000 on that. I know, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I want everybody to go out and get high and have a great time. All I'm saying is that it's out there, it's all around us. You know, we're participating in it, and if we're going to participate in it with the rules and regulations that they have, God, I'd like to make $500,000. That's all I can tell you. So that was big for me. Unfortunately, this is a big weekend for Jefferson, and you know, listen, kudos to people like Kim and Barb, to the people that don't even know them. The time that these guys put into this with this role is not even human. So, you know, they go the extra mile, and it's really all for the town, you know, and for other people to come out of town. But this is just that's what makes Jefferson so special. Okay, we got, you know, we're not perfect, but boy, one thing about this town is we rally together and we do some great things. That's for me from the bottom of my heart. Who's been here 38 years. I'm leaving for business tomorrow for Chicago, so I will be flying back Sunday to go to the Winter Storm. So I will be there that night, but I'll miss a lot of the other things. Again, go to the pancake breakfast, go to these things that are in town, and we really support all these guys, you know, the ambulance, the fire, I mean, just everybody. These guys are just unbelievable people. Just unbelievable people. That's it, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Schultz. Just for the cannabis, that from July to September, we got our first payment from them, which was $9,000. So, and they were only open. So that's just an example of what's
Hopefully where we're going.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, I'll echo Josh a little bit here. You can't even join them in this whole cannabis thing. To attend the facility with Councilman Rudo and the personnel. And yeah, quite a facility. Doesn't look like much from the outside, but inside it's pretty impressive. The operation they're building here. Also went to the league annual conference. Atlantic City, like everybody else did. Took like 8 classes Tuesday through Thursday. A lot of refresher classes. Some of the stuff I was familiar with. Some of it I wasn't familiar with. You know, local ethics law, budget and order updates. Really a primer on purchasing. Navigation, local financial terrain. My favorite class was called Standing Up in the Face of Belligerent Agitators. It's a packed room. And it was a very interesting class on what takes place, some of the stories I heard, and other council meetings throughout our other municipalities throughout the state. It was definitely interesting, and I'm sure you can find some YouTube moments on some of these. One came across my feed today from one of the townships in Union County. Crazy stuff, but that was probably the most interesting class. The other class that was at the end of Wednesday regarding the Department of Community Affairs to help people find housing, and they're struggling. And that was a part of the theme down there. Everybody's struggling for funding. All expenses are up due to inflation, that kind of thing. So, I mean, these departments are going to be struggling for additional funding moving forward. And, you know, I hate to say it's kind of the same old thing down here, state government, where the state spends its money and the programs are gone. So some modification needing to be made. Hopefully the leadership can do that. And keep these programs afloat or amend them for whatever reason and make it beneficial for
then the Atlantic City, the cannabis class was packed, and you said the belligerent agitator was packed. What does that involve?
It's very entertaining. It was just, conduct at council meetings, that kind of thing, and how we can address certain things differently, or, if you're, every council has their public comment set up in a unique way. We have 2 public comment sessions, others only have 1. It's just a way to handle agitators. The township I was talking about was Cranford Township. They got a guy spinning around. He's dressed up in a costume.
Does a dance style.
They're throwing beach balls around the audience during the time of the meeting, all that. So basically, just trying to give you tips and stuff to try to stay on track with your meetings.
Thank you. The Greenleaf thing, I wanted to go to it, but with the 2 council people at each one, it's kind of like, 3 people doesn't work. 2's company for these things, and 3 is a forum, so I'm hoping to get over there and see their operation. I've heard so many good things about it. Revenue that it brings in could be possibly more than even what a regular retail store comes in once it gets in full operation. So, Mrs. Milliken, the appraisal systems, they've done so much work for the town over the years. I know they're usually on the agenda. So this it's got to help to speed things up, that they know so much about the town already. I mean, it's 5 or 6 that could have bid on the reval process. So they're probably not super concerned because they know a lot, right?
Well, they're doing all the back work right now, so as soon as this tax map gets approved, then they will start hitting the ground running with those.
Is there a rough idea when they might start visiting?
Tax map has been down there for about a month and a half now, so we're just waiting for the state to turn them over.
And then eventually they'll be visiting.
Appraisal Systems is ready to hit the ground. Like I said, we have a draft of their letter, their brochure, so as soon as tax maps are approved by the state, they'll be going.
I'm sure up there. I didn't get some driveways and stuff. And they take pictures of everything, right?
If you allow them to come in, yes. That's going to be the big important draw, is to get the public, let them in your house to see what's there, because otherwise we'll estimate what you may or may not have, and could end up making it higher than it should be.
Yeah.
So when they come, are we gonna have them come here to explain to everybody the process, so you don't have some creepy guy?
They're going to do some information sessions. In their letter, it actually spells out, you should not let somebody in who doesn't have identification. They're going to have about 5 or 6, I think, people coming out to do the inspections themselves, and they'll be identified through the police department. They'll have the IDs, but there'll be a specific form you have to sign saying that they have been here at your house. So they're going to have specific documentation on them. You have to sign that they came in, everything like that. So.
Yeah, this is the jam-packed, obviously, council people week of the year. So tomorrow is the Christmas party for the Chamber of Commerce, which should be always a packed house and that thing. And of course, Friday, I guess, the Christmas tree lighting, and I get to read again. I've done it in the past. The night before Christmas, little kids. So my first grade, my granddaughter's going to be out there, and I think it's supposed to be like in the upper teens or something. But people love it. I'll be helping out with the Historical Society with their hot chocolate and their chestnuts roasting on an open fire for the Christmas in the Village. And Sunday, you have Christmas in the, if people want to spend their entire day, Christmas in the Village from 9 until 4, 10 until 4. Concerts are great. The municipal concert is getting more and more crowded. They sound really good. And they meet at the Methodist Church at noon. And then they have all of the intermediate grades, like the middle school and the high school. But I'd say if you're interested and you're there, the chorus is great. And the middle school, middle school is a concert. But the municipal concert, really, really good. And they sound, the acoustics is great in the Methodist Church. And very festive, very festive, I love going there. So, the winter stroll is going to be fantastic. And again, Mrs. Finnegan and Mrs. Garudo, tremendous amount of work, tremendous amount of time. I mean, it's amazing. The weather's going to hold up. It's going to be a little cold. It's going to be good though. And I guess that's all. Oh yeah, I went down to the league too. I think everybody was there. And very informative. I can't mention the classes because I took 8. I've never done that before. I was there we were there for 2.5 days, fitting in 8 classes. I just felt like while I was there, I needed to get as much new information and listen to other towns and find out what their issues are. And I don't know how I did it or how other people do it, but I took classes each one of the days and ended up, when I totaled it up, you could get your certificates effective Monday. So I got 8 classes. I'm never going to do that again. And I just that'll be a thing. Anybody else? We'll move right to Resolution 25-321, resolution authorizing payment of the bills. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
And Mrs. Garudo, as usual, taking time out of her busy schedule to review the bills and go over it. That help?
Yep, that helps.
Yeah, very, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Garudo? Yes. Mr. Schultz?
Yes.
Mrs. Senator?
Yes.
Vice President Keilish?
Yes.
President Berman?
Yes. Resolution 25-322, resolution authorizing the executive grant agreement with Morris County Trails Construction Program. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Okay, any comment? No? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Garudo? Yes. Mr. Schultz?
Yes.
Mrs. Senator?
Yes.
Vice President Keilish?
Yes.
President Berman?
Yes. Resolution 25-323, resolution authorizing contract the Township of Jefferson Municipal and Visual Computer Solutions, VCS, Jobs for Blue. Your motion.
Motion.
Second. Question, comment? None. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garudo? Yes. Mr. Schultz?
Yes.
Mrs. Senator?
Yes.
Vice President Keilish?
Yes.
President Berman?
Yes. Resolution 25-324, resolution declaring an emergency, conforming emergency truck repair to Fire Engine 718 contract to award payment. Right?
So we have no amount?
Is it just taking out the 13?
It's taken out the 13, so it's the 25,827.
So the amount stays the same. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Or 8, you can see it.
Is there questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Garudo? Yes. Mr. Schultz?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Senator?
Yes.
Vice President Keilish?
Yes.
President Berman?
Yes. Okay. Next, no ordinances. We have, number 12 minutes. Just prior to this, I know it was clear, but I want to clarify that I voted to have the comments that have been brought up at a number of meetings concerning me being involved with the investigation litigation. I voted in favor of checking into this. I was the third vote, and I did it for a reason. I wanted this to be completely cleared up. It's been brought up at several meetings, and I just need to clarify that the topic is what we've been discussing, what has come up at various meetings, and I want to make a motion that this is specifically to deal with participation that I have been alleged to have with regard to that litigation from earlier this year. That's what was agreed to, and just to clarify, make a motion that issue.
Sure, isn't that what we agreed to?
I know, but I just need to clarify it though.
The motion's already been made and adopted.
Well, I'm making a motion now to clarify that topic is exactly what we talked about. It's a little bit, we haven't adjusted the minutes yet, but I want to have that. So there's a motion.
You can't adjust the minutes.
No, I'm not adjusting the minutes, I'm clarifying what the
So
investigation.
you want it on the record?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't have,
Yes.
we never made the first and the second on the motion, and the motion was adopted, so we can't.
Well, I'm making the motion that this would be, I know that it should be clear, this is what the motion was. So, this is the issue, what was discussed all along.
So then we need to look at, I don't have that in front of me to know what that motion is, to remember the minutes and look at what that prior motion.
It really was, well, it wasn't a specific, I know when Mr. Ryan somebody would have a motion, he would clarify to get the wording down pat. The wording in that is not as clear, so I made the motion, it's seconded, that we're dealing with the topic that has been come up at several meetings. So there's a motion and a second that the investigation that I agreed to, that I broke the rules for, is going to be strictly for what my participation or not in the investigation that took place that led to litigation.
I understood.
I know, it's going to make,
That's what it was.
no, I know, just to clarify. Okay. Make a roll call, please. I know that this, both to clarify.
Wait, counsel, so if we're saying that's what we did, why are we making another motion?
I'm not sure the purpose of the motion.
I just want to clarify, there's a motion and a second.
No, the point I'm making is, okay, I mean, I'm not,
I feel comfortable, I was the one that voted.
It's on the record now.
Yeah.
It's on the record now.
Roll call, please,
it's,
roll call.
it's on the record.
There's nothing, just to clarify that.
I have no idea.
We're voting on
That
the meeting
the,
minutes.
that the investigation
Right.
that was being looked into is pertaining to my potential involvement or not involvement with regard to the litigation that has come up at many, many meetings that I agreed to at the last meeting, just to clarify. Because there isn't actually a statement that lists exactly what it involves, so. There's a motion and a second, so that's what we agreed to, I want to clarify it. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Ruda.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Abstain.
Vice President Kalish.
Abstain.
This is,
President Berman.
Yes.
it's in the meeting minutes.
This is in the minutes, this is the. Okay, so, yeah. So, does anybody read the minutes? That's good. Fine. That was no problem. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, for the November 12th, 2025. Minutes. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Ruda. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
Yes. Okay, next we'll have, no licenses, no appointments, so we have the consent agenda items 325 through 330, unless there's one over here, 32. Anybody need anything? Anybody got all those resolutions, no questions? Okay,
Make a motion?
Second.
okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Ruda.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
Yes. The next we'll have the public comment portion. Please state and spell your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes, no yielding any time for another person. Please address any comments you may have to the council, not to the general public, and deliver it in a civil and non-provocative manner. Okay, floor is open.
Fredo, IOFFRE. Melissa, you brought up, Mrs. Senator, you brought up a while ago about the e-bikes
Yes,
around the lake. I live on a very traffic road, over the green. And I noticed this past summer, they have really ramped up. It's not only the bikes, it's the skateboards now. Skateboards with handles. The e-bikes are getting faster. They're not only during the day, they're at twilight. They're at night when you really can't see them. There's no lights. Some of the roads don't have lights. The e-bikes don't have lights. It's really dangerous. Backing out of my driveway, I almost hit somebody. It's getting to be a little ridiculous. And I think this summer, we should have something. Maybe the police station could do something, but something should be done. Something should be put out there, like you have to have reflectors on or lights. No riding after such and such a time. Maybe certain roads, especially Esplanade, shouldn't be trafficked by these bikes. There's no sidewalks. And I'm just really concerned. I haven't seen any accidents yet, but it's only a matter of time. Not it, when. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Comments? Does the administration have anything?
Yeah, so, I mean, the police department has put out a lot of PSAs on Facebook and everything, we are enforcing it. They are going after people that aren't doing that, so, but I'll reiterate it to the police.
there are towns that are putting their own ordinance and laws into place, and I just read an article on it, and I was gonna bring it up to the chief and to the mayor about that, because like you I know where you are, and I've been stating it, that it's out of control over there. They're doing wheelies over Brady Bridge, I mean, so, and so if we have at least something put in place that we can enforce with the helmets, with the lights, with everything like you're saying, and no more slaps on the hands to the parents, if money talks and tickets talk, because God forbid somebody gets killed, God forbid.
I think Brick, like one of the towns
Yeah.
on the shore, is, like, they're out of control down there. Like, they can't even,
So even if we have
it's just-
something. in
people
writing-
are going nuts down there because these kids are flying all over the place. And so they are putting some, some ordinances into.
On Route 15.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll definitely address it and see what our options are, but I think everything you said is right on target. You're right, because it is out of control. Thank you.
Okay.
Paul Scalfo. Question with the workshop that Ms. Burrow proposed. How does that align with Robert's rules? Because under Robert's rules, I believe that ordinance or discussion is presented, and then at the next meeting, there's public discussion on it, and then at the third meeting, there's more public discussion, and then a vote. So how does that align with the workshop?
We're not gonna go back and forth with questions.
I'm just
I know.
asking the council to make sure it aligns with Robert's rules, since that's what we do.
Yeah.
And then, can I add one more comment? So, the investigation that you stated, does that investigation also include 16-6 with the email policy that I've been bringing up the last couple of meetings? So, I know you changed that, but that was the clause that I was quoting for the last several meetings. So I just want to make sure that is clear. It was 16-6, 6-16 with the emails, not the investigation into the lawsuit.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Kim Finnegan, West Lina, FINNEGAN. I just want to say nicely that, about this weekend, I appreciate that you guys are bringing up all the things and helping us get it out there. I've been talking to people in other towns. We are very lucky here. We are very lucky to have what's going on in this town, starting from Christmas in the Village, all the way through the day. It's such a wonderful day for families. So please come out and support, your economic development and the Camp Jefferson Foundation and the Arts Committee. It's a really big day for all of us, and the only way we can keep it going is if everybody starts to come. If you don't come, then we can't run it. And, like we were talking about with Barbara, like we're very lucky. We have a very tight group of people working up there at Camp Jefferson, and that camp has never looked so good as it looks right now. And I want to thank not only that committee, but the council for helping us, and the mayor and the administrator for helping us get that moving, and the Camp Jefferson Foundation. And so I hope I get to see all of you on Saturday, Sunday. They have a snowball fight going on. Lucky you guys.
Thank you. Okay, the floor is open. Okay. We'll close the public portion. And we'll move to executive session 25-333. We're catching up to getting to 365, which will be one resolution for every day of the year. So I can believe that I read 333 resolutions. Okay, so resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10-4-12. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Comment? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Russo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
Yes. And we will be coming back into a public session with a probable vote based on the closed session. Okay. It's actually good. Consent open. All right, motion to re-enter the only closed session.
Mrs. Russo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
Yes. Resolution 25-334, resolution authorizing a transfer of interest in Hellers Lane urban renewal into the LLC pursuant to that certain development agreement, the financial agreement by and between the entities and the township. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call,
Mrs. Russo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
please? Yes. Resolution 25-335, resolution of the Township Council, Township of Jefferson, County of Morris, State of New Jersey, opposing the Senate bill S4736. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Anything else want to oppose it?
Second. Did you second it?
I didn't. Is there a
Oh,
second?
second.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Russo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Berman.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good.
Have a nice trip, Claudia.